How about we have a committee of women set up procedures for future situations? I hope so. Washeke says her phone died. Stephen JJ, the laws
Shameless. Oh, sorry, my
the laws have just never been changed to accommodate mademu wetu. Bado wana fight kuingia kwa hizi institutions. I think that's a very good comment in the sense that there are rules to accommodate what women go through. That's what we're dealing with. But then we are still also trying to get into these institutions to effect this. The fact that we're talking about this, I think it's a step in the right direction.
The point was taken.
But can I say something interesting like that Dosakis guy? These laws are already there. And this is the unfortunate part of Kenya. So these laws are already there. There are laws that require, like these items to be supplied to girls in schools. These laws are already there. They're not being enforced. And even in the places where they're being enforced selectively and politically. Unfortunately, this sanitary and commercially, yes. Unfortunately, this sanitary health issue has been commercialized, politicized, and all kinds of sized. And the reason I say that is because I know, there's certain organizations that have been doing this for a long time and know how to do it. And when you talk to some of them, they will tell you, and here I talked to one particular one in Mombasa. They will tell you that there's a lot of people who want to partner, but their conditions for partnering is that they want photo ops, they want
Publicity.
they want publicity with it, and it's very popular also with people who are campaigning for political office. And so this issue has been misused
right there
and abused. Yet there are laws that exist that compel the government to supply these sanitary health supplies to young
when
girls.
We are here, I'm cheering quarterbacking. Already there are laws.
Yes.
What is being done to effect the laws? Because now someone, the senator, if she's doing that, or if there are already laws, okay, table a motion. These are the laws. This. Bring something. Table something, because, and we're not putting the onus on the woman right now, but
Not a strong opinion.
But I think I'm not against. I think I'm not against the idea.
Opinions. I can't see this.
No. I think I'm not against. I'm not against the idea of her doing this as a form of protest, because this gets attention. Remember even when
that is fine.
You remember even when Boniface Mwangi brought pigs to Parliament.
Yes.
So these forms of protest, are very okay.
Hey.
But again, but again, like the issue is because right now you and I, we don't know. We can't castigate her because we don't know.
No, absolutely not.
She might have a plan that comes after that, but I wanna I wanna see that.
There are no laws that demand that the government provide sanitary towels for women. If today in the Western world we pay like about $9 to $10 for a pack of tampons, and even if you go in the bathroom on an emergency, you could leave a flight and you need to use the bathroom as an emergency, but you need quarters. You need quarters to get the tampon outside of the where
it's a basic need.
Yeah.
So Nora, I'll share with you the laws. After this,
yeah.
I'll share. I'm talking about Kenya. I'm not talking about the world.
But
I'm talking about Kenya.
But then they don't do it, because that's why even today, as we stand here as people who live in the diaspora, there is no woman who can boast of having gone. I mean, when I went to a certain company that I pretty much rotated for my job, when I was in school, I was so surprised when I went to the bathroom and these people had free tampons. Like, I was literally elated.
But
because
Nora,
it's not common practice, and it's not expected in the near future, even for Kenyans. Even after this, it has a lot of, it has to invoke a lot of power and a lot of, like, you know, just one, like,
Willpower.
togetherness and a lot of willpower, you know, for the women to advocate for this to go that direction. Because a lot of things are said, a lot of things are promised, a lot of things are written on paper, but the things that are enacted are very minimal.
Yes, and that's why I'm telling you, and this right here is not according to Ali.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna share this with you. I'm not saying the laws are being enforced or not, but I'm saying there are laws that already exist. So even when we talk about her tabling a motion, you know, like, it's gonna be adding something to something that already exists. There are laws that already exist in Kenya. You know, Kenya has some of the most progressive laws.
I agree with that,
Actually,
but I
when
don't know
you-
about the particular laws, but Kenya has progressive
Kenya
laws.
has very progressive laws. You know, like, we should just try to figure out why they're not being enforced. And of course, you know, like, when you hold a position in parliament or in Senate, you also have the power of oversight. You know, if there's certain laws that the executive was mandated to carry out and they don't, you also have the power to put them to task on why they're not doing that.
Right.
So I think that's where we're coming from. So I'm okay. I'm personally okay. There's some people who are not. I'm personally okay with that form of protest because it clearly got attention.
Yeah.
We're clearly talking about it. Yeah, but to me, with protests is always what comes after that. That's the most important part.
I need to read some comments and respond to them.
Yeah.
Kenyan Joy, premature involuntary ejaculation affects 30% of men over 50. Can this man hang around with those stains dripping down in front of the women in the chambers? Would Ruth hold the same position knowing that the man standing in front of her has ejaculation stains on him? I will say this. This is what I would say to that. You would be standing in front of me, whether you know or not. Like, it's really up to me to leave. Number one, let me say this. The fact that I know I've stained myself, I am conscious about it. Like, I don't want you talking to me about it. I might actually just slither and go take care of it. Already have pressure. Just like this men would have that pressure on themselves, there's internal pressure on anything, right? So, like, what we are against here is actually telling somebody what to do at that point. They already know what to do. Like, just leave it, keep it moving on. No, they're gonna take care of it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you know something is happening to you, you'll be the first person to leave the room. Go take care of it. So, like, calling someone out is what we are against here. How about we have a committee of women set up procedures for future situations? I hope so. Washeke says her phone died. Stephen JJ, the laws
shameless. Oh, sorry, man.
The laws have just never been changed to accommodate mademu wetu. Bado wana fight kuingia kwa hizi institutions. I think that's a very good comment in the sense that there are rules to accommodate what women go through. That's what we're dealing with. But then we are still also trying to get into these institutions to effect this. The fact that we're talking about this, I think it's a step in the right direction.
And I think that is everywhere also.
That is everywhere. So I think that's a really great comment, Stephen.
That's everywhere.
Then wrong time for the phone to die. Kinyanjui, I knew this would be hijacked and morphed into an issue about sanitary towels. This has nothing to do with this specific case. If I suffer from irritable bowel syndrome, a daily gender neutral struggle more frequent than menstruation. Can I show up with poop stain on my pants? This is a hygiene issue that is not left to discretion of anyone.
I honestly
I can't
don't
even
feel,
compare.
I don't feel like anybody would
That's
even
apples and oranges.
I
have
can't
a
even-
conversation
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
About what
Can't
do you call
even.
it?
IBS.
IBS
Right.
and men.
Right.
No,
Please.
apples and
Let's
oranges.
not.
I'm sorry.
Let's not. Exactly, Nora. I was talking to my wife. Stephen, can you please let us know what you're talking with your wife? I think that's a really good point you just made there. That you're talking, which means you have an informed point of view from somebody very close to you. So that would be really great if you can share that.
Ni boy child.
Please call. Stephen Batty says, ndio kurudi tena. This topic, where? Then Stephen JJ, I was a janitor when I moved to America. Women restrooms have sanitary pads. Not now, not all of them. Women empowerment. Slay, thank you, Ruth. Nilikuwa nimechoka. Jamboni wakwana
I think Stephen was talking to his wife about the situation of like Western world bathrooms. They do have sanitary pads and tampons available for people.
They have to buy
and
them.
yes, and that is an advantage of like being in the Western world.
Yeah.
I mean, those latrines in Kenya are not having any sanitary towel waiting for someone to use
absolutely
it.
Not even
Excuse
tissue
me.
paper.
Yeah.
Not even
Right.
not even tissue
You're thinking
paper.
about-
You're going latrines.
you're going
Latrines
latrines.
go far.
Right.
Even regular
They
toilets.
don't.
Yeah, they don't.
They pretty much don't. And essentially, the other like barrier that is set up, even in the Western world, they will be in a case, and they will need you to put either a quarter or two for a tampon to come out or a pad to come out. So it's still not free, as much as they have tried to subsidize it and just be like, hey, here is a free service just in case you're in a bind. It's still, commercialized.
But with this one, I'm again. Let us not look at this situation from the Western lens.